Costs way more to grow your own food than it does to just go down to the grocery store and buy it.
Have you heard that before? The days of the $237 tomato are over. Because in this video, I'm going to give you 7 tips to save money and make your garden pay for itself. The first expense flies in the face of a million Pinterest posts. I'm gonna start gardening as soon as my husband finishes those raised beds. Or, I meant to get around to gardening, but we're waiting for the cedar to come in. Now, what are you doing? You don't need boundaries on your beds. You don't need some complicated tin sheets set into pieces of cedar stacked up high, or some sort of interlocking garden bed system. All you need to do is loosen the soil and plant in it. It's not that hard. You don't need boundaries on your raised beds. You don't need to buy metal. You don't need to buy plastic. You don't need edging. You don't need cedar. You just need dirt. So if you dig a garden bed and you plant in a garden bed, or you just deep mulch, skip the digging altogether, just throw some mulch down in the ground, plant into it, do the no-till thing because it's fashionable and it's amazing. If you do that, you can skip the money. We're talking hundreds of dollars right off the bat that you don't have to spend. Garden in the ground like our ancestors did. No big deal. The second money waster, gimmicky tools. There are all kinds of tools that are being sold to you as this is the way to do it. Like, I need this particular grafting tool that drills a hole and it makes a cut like this and whatever because I'll probably get around to grafting peaches this spring. And I need this super special tool because a utility knife and some electrical tape is just looks hard, right? Or you want some sort of a rotary cultivator. But you don't need those things to start growing food. You can grow food without gimmicky tools. The tools that your great-grandfather used are good enough. Just go with that. Forget all the gimmicky stuff, forget all the marketing, go with tried and tested tools, buy some decent stuff at a garage sale, and start gardening. Number 3, money waster. Expensive pots and various garden decor, but particularly the pots. I've gone to some really nice garden centers and I've seen pots and I've gone over and go, man, that would be really cool to grow a yam in. And I go over and look at it. It's a $450 pot. I was talking to a nursery owner and he said, man, these ladies will just come in and they'll buy these extremely expensive pots. They're so excited that they spent $1,000 at the garden center. But guess what? Your plants don't know the difference. If you're growing in an old sink or a bathtub or a cheap blown plastic pot like the nurseries use to put their big trees in, or if you're growing in the ground, plants don't hardly know the difference.
So let me hear the Pinterest ladies go. Let me hear the Pinterest ladies go.
So a designer pot may look cool. There's nothing wrong with buying it if you want to go ahead and do that, but you really don't need expensive containers to garden. And a lot of that decor, I mean, I don't think there's much prettier than just happy, healthy plants. I like this food forest around me. That's pretty enough for me. I don't need to go and stick some expensive tiled pots or arbors or anything else out here. But if you like to do that, there's nothing wrong with it. Just remember, it'll take a lot of your money if you're not careful.
Sigma boy.
Number 4, every spring, gardeners waste thousands and millions and bazillions of dollars on transplants. Transplants are expensive. You can spend $6 for a pack of 6 transplants, or you could spend $1.99 for a pack of seeds and start 30 transplants, or plant them directly in the garden and skip the transplanting altogether. Yeah, it's nice to just go, oh, I could throw in a 6-pack of this and a 6-pack of this, but when you're already paying $1 per cabbage, you're not really saving money, particularly considering that the cabbage mods are gonna take 3 out of 4 of the cabbages you put out. Or maybe that's just my own personal experience talking right there. I still am coming at this from a place of pain. But anyhow, transplants waste a lot of money. Seeds are cheap, transplants are expensive. Plant your own transplants or just start things from seed directly. And just stop giving your money away on transplants.
Hasn't stopped raining for days.
Number 5, This goes back into the garden decor category or the gimmicky tools category. I was once on a website and I saw these really amazing metal watering cans, and they were like $100 each. And they had the beautiful rose top and the perfect tilt and all that sort of thing. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have one of those watering cans? Well, guess what? A cheap plastic watering can is good enough. It's totally good enough. It holds water. The plants don't have eyes. They don't care about the Joneses. They just want water. Cheap plastic watering cans are great, especially when they end up left out in your yard and run over by the car because the kids were playing with them in the sandbox. Cheap plastic watering cans, money saver. Don't get caught up in the shiny, pretty stuff. You don't need it. The sixth way we often waste money in the garden is by buying bagged soil or bagged compost. When I was a kid, we had a sandy little spot in the backyard that my dad set up as my garden. Well, it was really sandy because this was South Florida. It was like gray beach sand. So we went out and we bought bags of dirt, probably some bags of potting soil or garden soil and some black cow manure and that kind of thing, and we threw it in there to try and improve it, and the ground just ate it up and it disappeared pretty quickly. But we spent some money, and it's just gotten more expensive since then because that was a long time ago. If you make your own potting soil, if you make your own compost, if you garden directly in the ground and improve the soil you have instead of buying soil in bags, it makes a lot of sense. So cover crops, deep mulching, biochar, wood chips, whatever you need to do to improve the soil you have, it's dirt cheap. And it should stay dirt cheap. If you buy it in bags, it gets expensive. Save the money. Work with the ground you have. Number 7, trellises. Trellises can be expensive, especially if you get fancy trellises. Now, some plants don't actually need to be on trellises, but many of them thrive, and trellises allow you to grow up, which saves you garden space. And in small gardens, it can make a big difference to have your plants growing up rather than sprawling around the ground and taking up tons of space. But trellises can be expensive. So there's a few things you can do. You can scavenge and make trellises out of whatever you find. I once had a bed frame that I used for a trellis, like that metal part underneath. It looked horrible, absolutely disgusting in the garden, but it didn't cost anything. Or you can make trellises out of sticks, like in the Shire. I've done videos on this where you tie together multiple limbs at the top and make a teepee and let the plant grow up it. That works well. Or if you want long-term, where you're not throwing stuff away all the time and having to redo the trellises every year, you could go ahead and build cattle panel trellises like we've done. We've done multiple varieties of cattle panel trellises, and they last a long time. They cost a bit of money on the front end, but they just go and go and go and go and go. You've got decades and decades of trellis. So save your money on the trellises and just concentrate on growing the food instead. Those are just 7 ways you can save money. The point is to remember that you are trying to grow food. You're not making a statement. You're not getting fancy. You just need to go about growing food. A lot of the gardens I see are like the guys that say, I like hunting. And they spend $20,000 a year renting a hunting camp and equipment, and they even plant feed plots for the deer, and then they maybe get $100 worth of meat at the end of the year. But they've blown a lot of money to get it. Now, if you just are there for the experience of gardening and you just want to make a garden that looks like what you want to make it like and it's just your hobby, that's one thing. But a lot of the gardeners I work with are interested in growing food. And if that's you, keep it simple. And if you've got any more ideas on ways to save money in the garden, please leave them in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe and help me to buy some mosquito repellent. And also, right now, if you are in my school group, if you join our private group for the annual membership, you'll support this channel, but you will also get my Start a Food Forest the Easy Way course and a lot of other training that will help you save many, many more dollars on the garden. It costs less than one trip to the grocery store, and it can help you save thousands of dollars. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to join, I'll put a link to that below. Thank you all for being along here today. Go ahead and leave some comments below and let me know how you are super cheap. And of course, go buy my course, because you're not that cheap. Catch y'all next time. And until then, may your thumbs always be green. I make trellises out of cattle panels. The mosquito right in my ear. Save money on bug repellent by just smacking yourself in the head repeatedly. Did you know that sugarcane is a natural mosquito repellent? Number 7.